Nearology. It's a game for gamblers or short-term traders and beloved by pumper-dumpers. Should you play the game? Paul Newman said, if you're playing a game of poker and you look around the room and you can't tell who the sucker is, it's you. Over the long term, history shows us that neurology rarely bears fruit. In this episode, I'll explain what neurology is and provide 3 tips to be the fox rather than the prey. Neurology is pseudoscience, or even less than that, just a speculation frenzy. It sends the share price soaring. Neurology involves an exploration of mining company making a massive discovery, for example, a huge high-grade gold deposit. After the massive discovery is made, speculators rapidly jump into companies with neighbouring land hoping to replicate the original find, often causing a crazy collective but short-lived share price explosion. An example of this phenomenon occurred in April 2009 when Sandfire Resources made a discovery which later became the world-class Degrussa copper gold mine. The mine is located 900 kilometres northeast of Perth in Western Australia, and its history of being the largest copper producer in WA. By July 2009, Sandfire's share price had already jumped from 7 cents to $2.15, 30x. Some say the greater the risk, the greater the reward. I say don't punt wildly. By 2010, there were countless explorers pegging ground in the region hoping to emulate Sandfire's success. And numerous investors lost their hard-earned money falling for the neurology trap. Don't roll the dice if you don't know what you're doing.
I'll stay.
I suggest you hit, sir.
I also like to live dangerously.
As you wish, sir. 20 beats your 5. I'm sorry, sir.
Tip 1. If you're a long-term investor, stay away from neurology. There's a distinct lack of success based on the neurology factor. Making a long-term investment simply on the basis the company has picked some land, say 15, 30 or 50 kilometres away from a huge deposit, is not enough. Tip 2. If you're going to play the game, get in early and sell shortly after as neurology fever takes hold. But this tip only applies if you want to take a big risk by playing the neurology game. I'd rather focus on finding great companies rather than gamble. Investing in explorers with probably worthless land isn't my cup of tea. Thirdly and finally, tip 3. Don't play the game if you don't know whether you're a winner or a sucker. If you think a tiny explorer playing the neurology game is going to find the next enormous gold deposit, you're probably the sucker. Let's wrap up this episode with a quote from Ben Graham. The individual investor should act consistently as an investor and not as a speculator. You are an investor, not someone who can predict the future. Base your decisions on real facts and analysis rather than risky, speculative forecasts.